A story about Israelites wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. Here's a story based on inspiration by biblical themes and framed in a way that reflects struggles, endurance, identity, and transformation. The wilderness within. They called the children of promise, descendants of the royal bloodline, sons and daughters of Jacob. The Israelites, once enslaved, they had been delivered with a mighty hand. Yet freedom did not come with ease. It came with wilderness. For 40 years, they wandered through blistering heat and bone-deep cold. The sun scorched their backs by day, and the stars mocked their hunger by night. Their sandals wore thin, and so did their faith. Manna fell, yes, but it was never enough to quiet the gnawing ache inside. Hunger not just for food, but for meaning, for home, for future. The elders tried to remember the words of Moses. The youth began to question the stories. Where is this land flowing with milk and honey? Did our ancestors lie to us? Are we forgotten by Yah? These questions floated on dry winds, heavier than dust. Some turned bitter, some turned inward, some turned away. But among them was a girl named Azariah. Her name, meantime, Yah has helped. Though she often doubted it, she walked beside her mother, learning to read the patterns of the stars and the languages of the windblow sand. Every night she sang softly to the others, songs of Zion, songs of hope of a day when their feet would no longer break. As the 40th year drew near, their steps grew slower, the spiritual. They craved purpose, they longed to be seen, to be rooted again. And just when the silence of despair threatened to swallow them whole, they created a final ridge. And there it was, the land. Not just any land, lush golden, glowing under a rising sun. Rivers ran like sliver threads across valleys green with promise fruit laden. Trees stretched their arms towards heaven. The scent of jasmine and earth filled the air. The people fell to their knees, tears carved paths. Down dirt-coveted faces, Azariah stood tall, her voice rising in a triumphant song of deliverance. They crossed the threshold not as the hunger and the lost, but as a nation reborn, resilient whole. And remembered, at the end, the husband and wives came together happily. The land that was once lost is now found. God deliverance came together happily pass. The Israelites learned with faith, hope, prayers. Love stew the land again, the Israelites were happy again. But the storm will soon return.